Hey, this is Dave Blair coming at you from DaveBlairMusic.com, and today we're going to be looking at two really cool pedals that I like and I've used live many times. They're the Wampler Pinnacle and the JHS Angry Charlie. Both Wampler and JHS are renowned pedal builders that make tons of phenomenal pedals. They're at the top tier of the boutique pedals. And let's get right at it and listen to these, and then we'll talk a little bit about them as we go along. So this is my basic sound. 2-Rock Emerald Pro going through a Bogner Classic 80, Sennheiser E906, Les Paul standard. This one's a custom pickup by Thurland James. Everything else is stock. And that's all you need to know. So there's my basic sound. Let's throw the Angry Charlie on here. Now, both of these pedals are going for that Van Halen-ish high gain brown type of sound. So you'll hear they're similar. That's why I'm comparing them today. Let's try the Pinnacle. It's a little louder. You want to compare them at similar volumes, or else it's not a good test. Angry Charlie. Let's try it. Still on the Angry Charlie. Try a couple of riffs. Pinnacle. Puts the gain up a little. I want to match the gain too. The gain on that. One thing I found is both of them are really good for harmonics, but I think the Angry Charlie sometimes is really cool for the harmonics. One thing about the Angry Charlie, let's talk about the controls. There's a lot more controls on the Pinnacle. You could boost it. You go to vintage and modern settings. Right now it's in the vintage setting. Most people, I think, could probably use it in the vintage setting. The other setting is a little too hyped on the highs, I think. And the boost setting, all that is just a little more gain. Whereas on the Angry Charlie, you just basically have, besides your volume and gain, obviously, you have a presence and a tone control. Straight up and down, you get this. And if you want to add a little bite, this gives it a little mid-bite on the top. And if I want a little presence, which gives it a little bite on just a little bit higher frequency as well, a little click when you pick it. And the sweet spot for that is pretty much between 12 o'clock and the 9 o'clock position. Now, with the Pinnacle, you have a contour control, which has a very wide range. The most usable positions are kind of around this side. I kind of usually leave it around here. And then obviously your tone, you can make it darker, brighter. So you want to stay away from the extremes, but for somewhere around there might work. One thing about the Pinnacle, because you have the contour and the tone, and also you can go vintage, modern, and boost. You have more options as far as tweaking your tone. Although a lot of those things, I think, to get it in the usable area where it's going to sound good, there's a few settings that work best, and then some other ones are just not going to be good. Like if you jack up your contour all the way to the right, it's not going to really sound good. And if you push the tone all the way, yeah. But it is a little more flexible. Basically, with the Angry Charlie, you got this tone, and you could boost your presence and your tone a little. it's a little less flexible, but that doesn't really matter because it's easier to dial in a tone because it's like there from the get-go as soon as you plug it in, and then you just kind of dial in if you want a little more presence. I think it's a compressed. They're both high gain, so they both have a compression to them, which could be good or bad depending on your style. There is an Andy Timmons version, which has a switch where you could change the gain mode from overdrive to boost to distortion to give you a little more headroom. You could also run it at default to 9 volts, but you could also do 12 and 18 volts, give you a little more headroom. I run it at 18. I didn't notice a huge difference between 9, 12, and 18 volts, but I like having a little more headroom, so I run at 18 volts usually. The Pinnacle, you cannot do that. You'll probably blow up the pedal, so you're staying at 9 volts with the Pinnacle. So let's just do, you got what you need to know about the pedals. So let's just hear the differences on some things. So let's try that with Pinnacle. Here we both very cool. Use your ears. Now, I haven't really tried. I'll just for a second switch the modern mode. Vintage mode. Modern mode, which seems it's like more brighter and more present. I don't particularly. I like the vintage mode. And boost, all it does is give you a little more gain. Boost. I prefer to keep the boost mode off and stay in vintage mode. The boost mode is way noisy. They're both a little bit noisy, but I think from my live experience, the Pinnacle is a little noisier, a little buzzier. Now let's just jack up the gain on both of these and see what we get. I'm gonna put the drive all the way up. Pinnacle. So let's back that up and put it in a high setting, but a reasonable setting. We'll just do some lead type stuff. Here we go. Something like this. Try with the Pinnacle. Now, I don't have any effects on. Normally, I throw the phaser on it and Echoplex to have fun, but really, you guys want to hear the pedals for what they could do mainly, and then later on, we'll have fun, maybe in another show where we can try to replicate a Van Halen type of sound. Pinnacle. I'm not detuned to do that song properly, but you get the idea. I just want to go for the sounds. Pinnacle gets a little brighter, I think. This is let's do some fast leads and see how articulate it is in a neck position. Try something like that with a Pinnacle. That's Angry Charlie. More my feeling is kind of like the Angry Charlie is a little bit smoother, a little bit warmer. The Pinnacle is maybe a little bit raunchier and a little bit more bright, a little forward. It really depends on your mood. I've been using the Angry Charlie more lately. It just kind of dials in that tone right off the bat, where sometimes I kind of find myself fiddling with the Pinnacle to dial it in just right. But either one is a phenomenal pedal. Use your judgment. Get both. But what I would say is listen to the demos and try them out if you can, and see which one you like. I'm not going to talk about the pricing or anything because it's always changing, and you could go on eBay and the different websites and find out what these are going for. They're around the similar price point. And also, I think I mentioned that the Angry Charlie, there's also a new version which has a separate EQ that dials in the mids, which is really cool. I haven't tried that, but when I hands on it, we'll do a demo for that. And there's also an Andy Timmons version where you could switch between distortion, overdrive, and boost mode. So you could get a little more headroom just from that, which I'm really curious to see, because that's one thing. It is, both of the pedals are kind of compressed, which is cool for certain things, and it makes the doing leads easier. But when you have less compression, it allows you to have more dynamics and more nuances to your playing, which is important for me. And it also allows you to stack pedals on top of it a little bit better without it getting all smushy and squished. So there you go. And let me know in the comments what you think, and subscribe. And if you want to hear some more playing, just go to DaveBlairMusic.com. You could look at more videos. You could look at clips of some of the songs from my previous records. And you could even download this stuff for like 99 cents a song. Or you could even get a phenomenal, beautiful Dave Blair t-shirt. Now, it's not beautiful because I'm on it. It's beautiful because look at the colors. It's really cool. The artist who did a great job, despite the fact that my face is on it. But it does have a cool SG guitar on it. So pick one up on the website. Anyway, thanks for visiting DaveBlair.com, and subscribe. And you can see all the reviews. We're going to be reviewing a lot of other pedals. And if you like this, there's a demo just of the Angry Charlie and tons of other stuff as well. Keep rocking.